What's up guys, it's Karma, although there's no DNA evidence to prove it, but today we're going to be talking about the balance of type soul, because currently it's all over the place. Everything is overpowered one update, and completely trashed the next update. That's currently the type soul cycle. Perfect example of this is Light. They add a new rarity like 2 weeks into the game coming out, and then it's overpowered for like 3 days, and then they gut it. It's just horrible now. It's like a rare. Like Calibre. It was good for like a day, and now the crits don't even block break. And this is coming from what I believe to be rushed content and not having a long enough testing period, because there's no way they're testing this stuff and changing it so fast. If it was tested properly and they just waited like 1 or 2 more days to give it to testers and test it out, then they wouldn't have to do this, and it wouldn't be such a bad whiplash, because despite changing so much stuff, the meta is still the same. Hakuda is still the best. Like, it's still the most annoying to go against, and it's still probably the best overall. It's not as dominant anymore. There's definitely more alternatives now, but it's still really annoying, and it's just not fun to play. They really need to step up their game when it comes to balancing things the first time. They can't just add stuff in an incomplete, broken, overpowered, or underpowered state. They need to take some time and relax a little bit. Even if that means less content right now, I would rather wait just a little longer to have more complete content that is actually fun to play. Like, the 3 new Shikai elements, they're mid. There's nothing else to say. The poison or acid one, but I forgot what it's called. It came out, one of the moves didn't even work. You couldn't even use one of the moves. How? How did you let that go to the full game? But you can still release an AFK world, but and get your premium payouts, but you can't just release a Shikai that's actually done. You couldn't just wait. Like, you want people to spend money that bad? You go from giving like 40 codes in one update to like 2 codes, and you don't expect backlash? Like, what do you think was happening? Ranked breaks like every single day. It's currently getting like completely reworked, and that wouldn't have happened if they just did well the first time. And I know I'm being really harsh on the devs right now, and I would like to say it, they've done a really good job, especially because they've pushed out a lot of content in a short period of time. But I really think they need to slow it down a bit, because currently it's just a bit too much. I don't think they can fully handle it. I understand they want to keep the game alive, but I think they're doing it in the wrong way, because the balance of the game is definitely hurting it. Alright, I had to cut out a huge portion of this video because it was outdated already, because the back and forth and balancing hit boss raids, they aren't as good anymore, but they're still really strong. If you need Wizard or True Wizard, they're still probably the best. And if you need skill boxes, they're still probably the best. But apparently they hit the armor pretty hard, so ranked is better for armor now, from what I've heard. But still, this just goes on to prove my point that they keep 180ing on everything. They can't release stuff in a fair state. They either giga nerf it, giga buff it, or just, like, they need to chill. They just need to pick one power level for something before they release it and make it work. And I also wanted to touch on clans, because they removed the best clans, the Ryatsu Steel ones, and those are the only clans that are good. Every other armor piece has like the same stats of a legendary clan. Like 1 legendary item, no, like 2 legendary items, or like 1 mythical item is the same as like a legendary clan. And mythical items, they're not hard to get. They're not hard to get at all. So I don't know why they would remove the only actually fun to use clan. I get it was strong, but like, at least make clans like interesting. They're incredibly boring besides Bankai, the Bankai bar ones and the Ryatsu Steel ones. But the Ryatsu Steel ones are basically gone now. So there goes like a major part of fun when it comes to build selection, because it's not like that many things have Ryatsu Steel. Before the boss raids, barely anyone played healer, despite how strong it was. And yeah, that's just what I want to talk about, because I couldn't even finish this video in the span of a day. because the thing I was talking about happened. I think the hardest thing in the game should be, and most rewarding thing in the game, should be player versus player orientated. Because boss raids, I'm sorry to tell you, but people will always find a way to cheese NPCs. There will always be a method that just makes it easy, and there will always be a method that just makes the NPCs look like AI generated, which they probably are, but people will always find a way. That's the thing about games. When it comes to player versus entities, people always find a way. Every single game. But when it comes to fighting other players, there's only so much you can do. You can't abuse the AI. You can't abuse the AI. People learn if they're good. They change from their mistakes. Like, the hardest thing you could give someone is another really good player. The hardest thing you could ever give someone is a player who matches their skill level equally. And I think that's what should be rewarded the most. Finding a good elo system with a good matchmaking system, that could be one of the most rewarding things in the entire game. Like, winning would feel good if the game gets in a good spot, everything's balanced. Obviously that's very, very hopeful, but things get balanced, they're pretty okay, and it will just feel rewarding when you win. It's going to be after fighting for a while. You're going to be putting in effort, the matches will be hard, and you'll get rewarded well for it. And if you lose, then just get better, parry, block, dodge, I don't know. Anyway, this was kind of yap. Not sure. But yeah, the balance of this game definitely needs to be fixed. I just wanted to talk about how I felt about it, and yeah, have a good day. And like, subscribe. This is my second Type Soul video. I know it's kind of yappy, but my last video got like 500 views. I'm gonna keep doing it. Seems pretty fun.